So we saw in the previous video that equity has outperformed all other asset classes by generating superior returns over the years in India as well as globally. So how has equity been able to maintain its leader's position? What drives its growth? Equity's growth is driven by business. It grows because businesses make profits. We have this graph which shows the earnings of the Sensex represented by the blue line and the earnings of the underlying companies that make up the Sensex represented by the red line for a very long period from April 1991 until April 2018. You can see that both these lines are moving in a similar fashion over the long run, which means that there is a perfect correlation between the value of the Sensex and the average profits of the underlying companies in the long run. Over these years, the Sensex has grown from 1200 to 35,000, registering a CAGR growth of around 13%. The earnings of the underlying companies have grown from around Rs 60 to around Rs 1500 over the same time period of 27 years, also registering a CAGR growth of about 13%. This phenomenon was also evident in a Jaipur tea stall example. When the profits of the business were Rs 5 lakhs, the owner Hari Prasad was able to sell it for a maximum of Rs 25 lakhs. And when the profits increased to Rs 20 lakhs, Hari was able to get up to Rs 1.2 crores for the same business. So this means that the value of a business is dependent upon its profits. On the same premise, the value of the Sensex is also dependent upon the underlying company's earnings. So when these underlying companies make profits, the Sensex rises, and vice versa. For this reason, both the Sensex as well as the underlying companies have made around 13% CAGR over this long period from 1991 until 2017. However, there are certain points on this graph when the Sensex earning line is either below or above the Sensex value line. Like you can see here, in 2007, the Sensex earnings line is below the Sensex value line. But then, the Sensex takes a steep fall only to rise again to achieve and maintain the correlation. These discrepancies are temporary. Over the long term, there is a perfect correlation between the two. Since inception, from 1979 until 2018, a period of almost 4 decades, the Sensex has grown from 100 till 35,000, registering a CAGR growth of 16.21% over these years. And this 4-decade period was not a vanilla ride. We have witnessed 2 wars. The biggest scam of the Indian financial history, the Harshad Mehta scam, happened during this period. We have seen the tsunami, and 2 Indian prime ministers were assassinated during this period. We have seen the worst economic recessions during this 4-decade period. We have seen and survived it all. The worst that could have happened did happen. Yet, over these 4 decades, the Sensex grew by 350 times. Now the big question here is, what do you think? Will the Sensex be able to sustain such growth for the next 35 or 40 years? So the answer to this question is yes. We will see the growth for the next 3 to 4 decades also. And this is because progress is in human nature. Human beings have evolved from the Ice Age to the Stone Age to agriculture to industry and to computers today. Human beings have moved from here till here to make life simpler for them. And this phenomenon is going to continue for forever, which means there will be more business opportunities and there will be more profits. And with this, we conclude our topic of drivers of growth. Thank you.